Okay. Where's my remote? Is that the remote right there? I'm gonna wait and see who comes in. If you come in, give us a like, thumbs up, share it out. I'm messing with my TV set. Yeah, girl. Nats. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I know it's Easter weekend, so I ain't sure anybody got the notification. Give it about 5 minutes and then I'll talk about the subject. Regardless of if anybody comes in. We're going, whoever came in, giving it about 5 minutes to see if people get the notification. Talking about the subject anyway. I don't think anybody said anything yet. Whoever's in, hello. And like I said, I'm gonna give it till about 5 minutes in. Hey, PC Gamer, what's up, baby? Happy Easter to you too. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit too. I gotta do a Christian video after this, but yeah. You see my boxes in the background. I gotta go through those. I put the couch together. I'll show y'all that later, but the wall is over there is where this couch is going, but this is where I put it together because I got boxes and I got a bunch of stuff in front of it I gotta go through, which I'm gonna do hopefully here tonight. Saturday is gonna be my day of just doing stuff. What are you doing for Easter? PC Gamer, where are you at in the country and what are you doing for Easter? Where do you live? What state? Let's see here. PC Gamer Lounge. Okay, you're up in the Northeast. Okay. Yeah, I've been all over the country, obviously, back when I drove trucks, but probably my favorite East Coast location would have been driving was PA. I didn't really get to go into Mass as much, but I probably would have liked Mass as well. Okay, yeah, well, y'all got, look, all y'all states is right there. Everything is right there. That little cluster up there in the Northeast is like click, click, click. Yeah, I mean, y'all all right there. It's not like trying to go Texas because you drive in Texas, and even as long as you drive, we can drive a truck in Texas. You only gonna get through half of Texas within, if that, within your time frame. Because Texas is like a 2-day drive almost just to get across it. Yeah, so yeah, the East Coast, y'all like Northeast, y'all just that little circle up there, just a little cluster of a bunch of little states. But it's really pretty. One thing I do is like it's your greenery. So it's the greenery up there, and the change in season is beautiful. Right when it gets to 5 after, I'll talk about the subject that I had. I ain't gonna be on here too long because I got a few things I gotta do. I got a Christian video I gotta do after this. Let me see if I can drop this a little bit. There, that's better. Yeah, everything is close right there. How's your weather? Take these off because I don't need them this close. How's your weather up there? And y'all forgive the boxes in the background. As I said, PC Gamer, those are all empty. I'm going to break them down, but I'm going to use them. Some of them I've gotten stuff shipped in. I want to use them for some of the barbecue sauce, which I'm going to be working on here in the near future. I got all the ingredients. I just need the jars, so I got to order jars. And the company I want to do the bottles from, they're always out. Okay. Because they make, well, I mean, there's certain states that have been hit, but, you know, the way the news is making it, it seemed like y'all, everything going up in that East Coast, y'all getting hit like crazy with crazy weather. Like the winters are like extra crazy. Yeah. It's we've already hit 80-degree weather here in Arizona. I got to get out in the back, clean up the back, and go ahead and start my plant. I need to start my tomatoes. Because tomatoes from seed take a long time to start moving. So they can take up to 100 days. So, which is, what's that, 3 months? So you won't be getting no tomatoes. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to go to the big box store and get a few of them where I just plant them. Because I do like Romas. So I may go get a already growing Roma. The other ones that I have are more specialty tomatoes that I'll have to grow from seed because you can't normally get them at a store. Because I think I get them from Rare Seeds, which is, oh man, what's the name of that? Rare Seeds. That's the name of the I forgot the name of it, but you can go rareseeds.com. It'll take you to their store. There's another name for it, but they go by Rare Seeds. They started out really big as heirloom tomatoes were big for them. So anyway, y'all like the color of the couch? It's blue. And those are headrests. So it's actually comfortable. I'm really shocked. I got to really go Wayfair. That's all I'm going to say. Wayfair, this was a good deal. They said on Wayfair this $18.99 couch. I did not pay that for it. I paid like $540 some dollars. By the time it's over with, I do 4 afterpays of $149. I got 2 more payments to make, and it's paid off. And it'll sit 2 people comfortably. If they're real skinny, it'd probably sit 3 people. But if it's just, you know, me and another person per sit here, I want to get a chair too. I think I'm struggling between an oversized chair and ottoman, or a recliner. I like recliners. I like them. But Grumpy left a vision in my mind. I'm just sorry behind people that sit in recliners all day. So now it's weird for me. When I look at the recliner, it's just like, Although I had a recliner, it was very comfortable. Recliner saved me when I was sick because I couldn't lay down because of the pneumonia. But I had the blood clot and the pneumonia in the lungs, so yeah. But every time I think of getting a recliner, I just think of him laying in that recliner doing absolutely nothing all day, and it's just really wears on me. All right, we're 7 minutes in, so I'm gonna kind of get into the subject I want to talk about, and that's just a reply to comments. Some people will watch this later. You watch it later, give us a like, thumbs up, share it out. Anybody come in, you'll have to roll it back a little bit. So I don't remember the person, but I remember the comment. So a person wrote a comment in the description. And when I was talking about the previous video where I talked about the pronouns, she had made the statement that she thought that a certain, I don't know, I think he's basketball, football, one of them, I think he's a sports star, that is too bad that he, using this specific person, didn't use his money to help this particular hurting group, okay, this group of people that she felt they were hurting and they should get help. Now, I'm not going to talk about that part of it because I don't necessarily agree with the thought process that I think she was going at as far as helping them with transitioning or whatever. I don't agree with that part. And I'm not going to get into that because I think everybody has a right to their own views on that. That is America. You have the right to. You have the right to want to be this other group. You got the right not to want to be this other group. You got the right to, if you want to be a Satanist and worship the devil, do you, boo-boo, give it all you got. That's the one thing about America. Everybody can be whatever you want. You want to be racist as hell, be racist as hell. Only problem I have is when it becomes violent and when you start pushing those ideals on other people and expect people that don't think like you to think like you. With Christianity, we share it. If you want to keep it, if you want to work with it, cool. Christians, we should not be forcing people to nothing. The Bible is very simple. If they want to believe, they believe. If they don't, shake the dust, keep it pushing. You don't force stuff on people. You just don't. You state the facts. If they decide to pick the plate up and eat with you, cool. If they decide middle finger and keep it pushing, then do that and let them people do what they're going to do. It's a free will game. That's the one thing about this country that I have always thought is great, but unfortunately we have gotten away from huge. So if you don't think like somebody else, now you're ostracized. Um, Although I do think that there are certain things that can be poisonous, like with our past administration, that it needs to be, especially depending what your status is, that needs to be definitely, how can I put it? And I don't want to say, it's hard to say, but we don't want a Hitler situation. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you realize that something is so crazy and tainted, you got to shut crazy and tainted down. You don't want a Hitler situation, and we almost had a Hitler situation that you don't want. And there's ways to handle that. That wasn't being done because people were trying to manipulate that person for their gain, but there would have been ways to handle that had it been done properly. Okay, now back to it. So the person's comments were that this person should use, because they're very wealthy due to their sports position, they should use their money. Let me push that out a little bit. There we go. They should use their money in order to help this particular group. This is not the first person who said something like this. So I'm not pointing at her. I actually have a friend of mine who I was teaming with who kind of said something similar, with what somebody who may be famous or wealthy should do or say. Now, here is my view, because I have a problem with this mindset. First of all, you don't have the right to tell nobody what they're going to do with the hell their money. If somebody want to go and paint all their dollar bills pink and put them on the side of their house, it's their money, they earned it. Do you, boo-boo? Do I personally think people who have an abundance of money should do good things with it? Yes. But they're not required to. It's their money. But the same way I think that you and I who make a living, hopefully you make a living if you can, that you also, if we compared our situation to someone else's situation, someone is usually off worse than us. So, PC, I'm being sarcastic, but somebody else in your life, somebody else in this life is worse off than you. I remember one of the mothers of our church, she used to say, I thought I had it bad because I had no shoes until I met the man with no feet. In essence, somebody else got it worse than you. And due to that, you in some ways are always blessed, sometimes better than somewhere else. So if you have a capability to bless someone, do that. I'll be honest, I'm still picking myself up from some job losses. But when I get my check, I donate a good chunk, not a good chunk, a percentage to a ministry here in Arizona that helps people who have been homeless, drug addicted, getting out of prison, life-changing situations, mothers who may be in domestic situations. They do a plethora of things. It's called Phoenix Rescue Mission here in Arizona. It is a Christian organization. That's where I send a percentage of what I get, because I look at it and what Lord put on my heart was, there before the grace of God go I. So based on my situation with job losses that recently happened this year, and other things, even choices I made, going into trucking, trying to switch into a different career, I could have easily, in some of those situations, been where I had nowhere to go. And, this kind of organization, when I lost the job with one company and then I went to the bus company and then the light rail fell through, and I was down for like almost 45 days of no income coming in. And I didn't have anything really saved. Whatever was the last little check, that's what I had. And, God moved upon the hearts of some people to just help me through that moment. And like I said, there before the grace of God go I. None of us know what situations are going to happen. So for me, even though I don't make millions a year, I still feel I'm in a better position than others. There's people around me paying 2 to 3 times the amount of rent that I pay. I didn't have a car for a minute. I got a piece of car. I mean, it's a piece. But when we have this ideal that because somebody else has money, this is what we think they should do with it. This is where we think they should direct it. They're not responsible to do that. And honestly, most of those people who have money, whether it's on their heart or not, for tax reasons, a lot of them do give to different organizations, entities. Sometimes they create their own nonprofit organization in order to donate their funds to. So we don't know what a person does with their money as far as if they should donate it. And that comment, and not, like I said, I'm not knocking the person who put it, because I got a couple other friends who think the same way. Like when was it Gail made that comment about, man, what's the basketball player in the he died in a helicopter with his daughter, Kobe Bryant. And she asked about the past situation with him and the whole, hotel rape thing. All these folks, males, got pissed off about it. You don't know whether he did it or not. So I don't know why y'all getting pissed about something you don't know about. She asked about it. Does she have the right? She got the right too. Whether the timing was good or not, it really is irrelevant. She asked it, oh well. But then later on, when the situation happened with, oh man, I'm blanking right now on names. The gentleman who got beat up by the cops in New York, and it made the big BLM movement, go off the charts. And my friend was like, well, where are they at now? They was talking about Kobe, and they, Gail and Oprah should say blah, blah, blah. Why? They're not because they're who they are. They're not required. They're not required. The president of the United States don't even have to say anything about that. That between that man, the family, and the law enforcement there who need to investigate whatever took place in conjunction with them cops, and in the situation, and the arrest, and the whole situation. That's with them. Nobody needs to speak out unless it's something, if they don't want to, especially being somebody who's famous. That is their right to or not to. And it's the same way with folks' money. Other folks' money, y'all, them basketball stars, football stars, superstars, whoever, people got the right. There's a couple on here, I watched them. They did van life for a while. Then they built a home in Canada. Now they're in Mexico, and they're gonna buy property down there. And they've made good money off YouTube, probably millionaires off of what they've made off YouTube. Okay, I don't know, probably somewhere in there. So they went to Mexico and they built a dog shelter. The lady, she's up there crying, talking about, some of the comments hurt. Child, don't let them comments hurt you. But anyway, and she's upset because people are like, well, how do you care more about people or dogs than you do people? If that woman want to kiss the dog in the mouth, French kiss him, and lay down with him, and I don't believe in this, but and that love that dog like it's a human, that's her business. And if she want to buy a mansion for one dog, why I might think it's crazy, boo-boo, do you. If they decide they want to voluntarily use their money for a dog shelter, let them. And is it wrong? They doing something decent. We got a lot. You got some millionaires don't give a dang about nobody. They got people working for them for chump change, slave wages, and they don't care. It's all about what they put in their pocket. So if somebody takes their money and decides to do something charitable, we don't have the right to direct, or nothing at all. We don't have the right to direct what they do with their money. That's between them, the Lord, and what the charitable organization is. So I wanted to kind of talk about that because it almost reminded me when, and I don't know that they meant the comment in a way, but I think it's a thought process that people, because you're better off, you should help these situations. It's not their responsibility. And what if they don't believe in that lifestyle? What if they don't? And so what? Are they a bad person? Because that's not something they volunteer. Maybe they volunteer to St. Jude's, or maybe they volunteer to a lupus foundation, or maybe they volunteer to some homeless thing, or helping people get off drugs or recoup. Guys, we can't sit and tell people what they should do with their money. It's no different from my friend who I told you about, who set up the committee and wanted this woman. She reached out to some people in order to help her do this massive, grandiose graduation for her son. Her son's a sweet kid. Actually, both her boys, I'm impressed. As what ended up being a single mother, she did a phenomenal job. Both of the boys are very well mannered. I don't have a problem being around them. I do think they're spoiled, but I think a lot of the children are coddled and spoiled in today's world. And my thing is that when I grew up, now California thought process is different. You got my high school graduation, I had a cake, I got some envelopes with some money in it, and it was a done deal. The night was done. I, I didn't have no big party. We wasn't getting Rolls Royces and limos, and I didn't do it. That's all unnecessary. To me, it's a kid. That's almost what's wrong with our society now. That's why we got a shortage in folks that don't want jobs, because everybody has these high expectations of what's not reality. Tell you a situation about my job. So the lady who's who's one of the, well, let me just, I'm gonna do this different. There's a lady that's there and she is in a better position. Okay, I'm gonna just put it like that. She bought a new car when she got in her position. She's very young. Nice girl. The lady, she's a girl because she's young. She's about maybe 20 something. She's very sweet, nice little girl. But she bought a new car, got into an accident, the car got totaled. And so now she is in a used car that's older. And I heard her talking to one of the gentlemen on my team. Well, yeah, I'm ready for my settlement so I can go get a better car because this car doesn't have these amenities and that amenities. And it's 2006. So I just want to get into a new car so I don't look ghetto. Well, I guess you look like hell in my bucket because my bucket is a hoopty. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you care what other people think about your stuff? First of all, let me help you out. Are you paying my rent? Are you putting gas in the car? Are you paying the insurance? I need to know. So I really could give a good flip what you think about my vehicle, my house, my car. Unless you can come, and even if you could come in here and pay these bills, it's my choice on what I live in and what I roll in. Too many people are living their lives for other folk. You being showy for other folk. You trying to be other folk. Stop being everybody. Be unique and just be your doggone self. But the problem is most people don't know who they self is, so they try to mimic after other folks. And I also realized that this is how this young lady was raised or not raised, where I'm going to talk about a certain situation, say this, that, and the other thing, when in reality, hello, sweetheart, you blessed to have a ride because at one point in time, some of us didn't have that. And yours is in better shape probably than mine. The other issue is, what did she go get? A 2000 and something Lexus. Stop with the name brand stuff. It's a Toyota product. You get Toyota, Nissan, Honda. You don't have to buy the top of the line. You don't have to buy the name brand side of it. Get what works for your wallet, your budget, and what's comfortable for you. Yes, you can look at something and say it's nice if it's nice to you. Stop worrying about what other folks think. Don't worry about folks thinking it's ghetto. No. One of the reasons I think my associate is having this big, grandiose graduation party, it's a showy thing. And I got a couple friends in my life who, one came into money, he bought, and don't get me car, it's a beautiful car on the inside. To me, the outside is like, The inside has some nice features. The Range Rover, he bought brand new, brand spanking new off the lot. And I know it was a status car for him. He says it was his dream car. Okay. I've had dream cars, but back in the day, honestly, I'm not a dream car person anymore. I have a car that I like, but cars can get in accidents. People can hit you. They can break down. Look for something reliable and that meets your needs. If you're looking at a car where you can roll up and look like you the pimp of the day, it's stupidness. It's unintelligent. It's dumb. Let me tell you how dumb it is, and I'm going to end this because I'll check and see if there's any comments. My biological father was one of those people. That's why he died with nothing. his friend, his buddy Nick. Nick's like, I gotta ask you a question. He said, Shannon, we made good money on the railroad. He said, our pension was good. He said, but I've been to Monty's place, the Grumpy's. He said, and your father didn't have nothing to show for it. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. You know why he had nothing to show for it? Because it was hanging up in his closet. Because he wanted people to say, ooh, you look pretty. Ooh, you look good. He didn't like to drive. The only reason the car he bought was so that he could drive it and somebody could tell him he looked pretty in his car. Like a 70-year-old grown child. That's what young children do. And granted, this little young lady, she's young. Buy your stuff for you. Matter of fact, if you do it that way, you might find out. I remember when I was working at the Carvana company and one of the young babies, I was training her on something. And she said, oh yeah, I want a Mercedes. I said, why? Because it's a Mercedes. Let's go to the bigger picture of this. Let's say you can buy the car. Can you maintain it? You see, the bigger the name, the more pricey it is for the repairs and the maintenance. So if that's outside your budget, I'm going to ask you a question again. Why are you getting it? I'm getting it because it's a name brand. That's why you're getting it. Ignorance. Get something that is affordable and then stack, like I told my friend today about my beater. She said, girl, stack your dollars. She's absolutely right. I'm going to start putting money away as if I'm making a car payment. So when that thing goes out, I have the money to buy another car cash. I've only bought two new vehicles in my lifetime. One was my Scion, which I do like the Scions. I like them a lot. And the other one was my motorcycle. Every other vehicle I own, I always paid cash. I never, and I tell you, cash is king. I would rather deal with a repair until it was totally unaffordable than to deal with monthly payments. It's a huge difference having that weight off your neck. And also, if something happens, you're worried about, hey, are they going to come get the car? I'm going to worry about that when it's paid. We need to reevaluate how we're looking at things, especially when it comes to money and especially comes to dealing with other folks and their money. And, I'm not even going to get on like what she felt this person can do, because I'm thinking to myself, you don't even know if that person agrees with that lifestyle. And why would you say they should be the ones to help these people? It's not, that's not your place. We have to be careful, people, on how we are perceiving and accepting things that aren't necessarily our choice. My friend, she felt that people should come and pay for her son's graduation party. No. It's like she said, her other lady friend told her, it's not my responsibility. And also, if you can't afford it, it sounds to me like you need to scale it down. Sounds the same to me. Also, this is a high school graduation party. It's not even my brother's getting ready to get his doctorate. He sent me an invitation. They're doing a nice little gathering. Got to mail it. Doing a nice little gathering at his house. I don't know what's going on at ASU. I'm probably going to go for a few minutes because if my mom's there, I do not want to be there long. I won't be there long because that's usually a lot of drama whenever that woman's around. So, and she'll say something or do something that'll irritate me, and I'm just like, I'm done. I just don't have any more to give. But my issue with this whole situation is he sent me a nice little formal invitation. They're not doing no big soiree, and probably in a doctorate, he probably could do a big soiree. He's having something that sounds like right at his house. Probably have a little snacks, food, some drinks. And, people probably bring gifts and congratulations and all that other stuff. Hello? You don't need no big swore. This man's getting a doctorate. Your boy getting a high school diploma. Praise God. He graduated. That's part of what you should be doing. High school. And he's going to college. Now, once he gets out of college, if you decide to put on something more formal, absolutely, I get it. And especially for black children. But in general, but a high school graduation, man, here's the cake, here's the envelope with some dollars in it. Deuces. You know, maybe get the grill out, do some hamburgers or some hot dogs. I'm sorry. You know, it's very mind blowing to me. It's just mind blowing at the thought process. But then at the same time, like I said, I come from a different cloth. Anyway, let me see if anybody's saying anything. You like my pink dollar bills on the house? Bro, I don't even care. And that's only, I think, is there anything else I wanted to say? I do want to say for my Christian folks watching, Happy Easter. For those of y'all believe it, we also call it Passover. If y'all don't know, this is when the blood was marked on the doorpost. Um, I think the rapture of the church is going to happen sometime soon with everything being extra, extra cray-cray. And I just say keep y'all hand in his hands for those who know him. I am going to be putting some video links on the channel. I'll put it on the community page about the Matthew Bible study that we'll be doing. Actually, after I get off of here, that's what I'm got to finish up that and then send it to the Christian group. And I'm cooking some ribs, I think, and some ribs and some mashed potatoes. I went to the grocery store and y'all forgive me. I went to the grocery store. I might make some ceviche tonight, which is what I'm probably leaning towards here in a minute. I'm going to cut up some ceviche. But I went to the grocery store. They got biscuits on sale. And I might go back tomorrow because I can use another phone number. And these things are like almost $4. You know, when y'all get the instant. I can make biscuits too, but I like those flaky biscuits that you get from Pillsbury. Well, they had them, what is it, $1.49 at Safeway. So I might go back tomorrow and pick up some more because I just thought about it. I might go pick up some more because you can't beat it. I got 4, and I put 4 into the other number and store them in one of the refrigerators. But yeah. Anyway, y'all, let me see if anybody's saying anything. I hope you guys have a blessed Easter and Passover, and either you spend it with family and also know what you're celebrating. Some people just look at it a holiday weekend, but this is all about Christ. It's all about Christianity. And if you don't know him, I pray you know him because, A, you don't know when your day is going to come, that you're going to hit the casket. You need to know what direction you're going. And B, you don't know when the trumpet's going to sound for what's called rapture. So if y'all know what that is, please research it. And you can put it in there and pull it up. I'm watching this other baby. I don't know if she's Christian or not. She claims she got saved, and I'm going to leave it there. But there are some things that I'm just kind of noticing. And she went and got a secular magazine, book magazine, I think, to try to understand Christianity and Christ. And God bless her, because I do say at least she's taken steps to try to understand something spiritual. And the Bible can be a taunting task. It can be overwhelming, especially if you don't know how to look at it. So I'm going to be putting an email address. I'm going to set up an email address too, where people can reach out to me in the background if you want to be part of the Bible study group. Now, I don't want to say this in the sense of saying I'm not sharing the gospel with everybody, but if I sense, my spirit don't feel right about somebody trying to come into the group because you may have other agendas, then I may say thank you and recommend elsewhere. And that's sad I had to do that, but I've had people who tried to become part of a group, the Facebook private group for the Christian group, and I could tell there was other agendas. I'm gonna tell you that. And I also had people who were claiming Christianity, and they had other agendas because they were trying to promote their own ministry, and it was a little different. And then there was others that came in with some other weird philosophies that were strange, that weren't even biblically or Christian based. So, and like I said, the enemy is good at his job, so I have to be cautious. So if I'm a little bit leery when you send stuff through, there's a reason. Because trust me, I've had to watch things. Even with our trucking channel, and I don't really run it anymore. I think Laura's been one watching it more than I have. The old trucking channel, the 411 on Facebook, we had some people, and I was like, yeah, be careful what this individual puts up. Because I could tell that stuff wasn't all right. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting a little tired. Trying to think if there's anything else I was going to talk about. I don't know. Next time I might do something on something, because I've been watching. I binge watched this one show. And I can't, let me see if I can, I'm trying to see if I can remember what it was, y'all. And I mean, I binge watched it. It was really good. One is Kaleidoscope on Netflix. And then this one was, I thought it was like a, let me see. I got the air conditioner on already, y'all. The Perry Mason, if y'all haven't seen the new Perry Mason, both last season and this season, good. The other one I like is one on PBS called Vienna Blood. That's another one I liked. I'm trying to see. I got to catch up with Carnival Row. I haven't caught up with it. Trying to see. There's probably another one. I just can't remember the name. I know it was something that I ended up binge watching. Once I can remember it, I will actually put it on here. I like the Frankie Drake mysteries too. That's on PBS. A lot of stuff now is so twisted I can't even watch it. But the Frankie Drake mysteries, and there's 4 seasons of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's about a white lady who's a detective back in the day, and her co-partner is a black chick, and I actually enjoy them. It's a Canada-based show. The other one was they did a new Left Behind called Rise of the Antichrist. That was okay. I watched it. Here's another good series if you guys, because I know today y'all are looking for stuff because some of y'all bored. Another one is Three Pines. I like that. That's on Amazon Prime. The other one I like is The Peripheral. That was a really good one. And in season 1, I went through that whole thing. I think I binge watched most of it. I'm trying to see. The Menu, my niece Vicky told me about. I enjoyed that. It's a movie. And I enjoyed that. The Devil's Hour wasn't bad either. That's on Amazon, and that's a season. It's one whole season. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. The movie The Outfit, enjoyed that. That's actually good. I won't tell y'all what that's about. I'm a Matrix fan, but the Matrix Resurrections was eh. It was eh. That was it. Kingsman, I like all the Kingsmans. The last one was okay. The one that's just named Kingsman, that one was okay. But I do like Kingsman. And another one I watched was The Outer Range. That was actually not bad. And then this is an old one, but I sometimes go back and binge watch it, is Fringe. I like Fringe. That's one. I haven't seen y'all this one, Woman King. I'm thinking about it. I haven't seen it. They got a bunch of different shows on here. I'm gonna see because I'm chilling today. Gonna work on the boxes and this little pile over here because this couch, like I said, tonight I hope to have it against the wall where it's gonna be sitting. It'll be sitting next to this wall right here. There's a wall right there. So you can see kind of it in the corner. So this is the window right here, and then there's a wall that goes this way. It'll be up against that wall. And like I said, I'll show it to you here after I get everything set up. Right now, I'm still getting organized because I've been like living in this apartment like I was living in a truck. Just only, what you need: a bed, a chair, a desk, a kitchen, a bathroom. That's it. I'm just living here. But now I'm trying to live a little bit. And also, like I said, I don't know if some things are coming, whether I'm doing a Bible study at home. I don't know yet. So we'll see how God directs it. Anyway, y'all, it's 38 minutes. I'm rambling. 2 and 2, be blessed for those who catch this later. I don't know if I'll do a live tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm doing them weekly. I may do them like either every Saturday or every other Saturday. Just be on the lookout because sometimes I'll try to do it in advance to let people know. But not always do I know. Anyway, peace, y'all. 2 and 2. Bye, PC Gamer.